Tell him show where he at. Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell him get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too. Bro, out here scamming people.
Oh, you fancy?
Tell him get on live right now.
Fancy, FANCY. Our free Hits 97.3 app, or even at hits973.com.
So Gervonta Davis continues to diss Floyd, where he said, quote, "That money looking funny, like that fake ass hair on his head and face. I was taught to shoot first. F defense. Let me call 50. We gotta get this ninja home by Monday. They got Floyd ass for real. Tell him I will send him a wire. Let my effing family go." End of the quote. I guess Tank can't stop and he won't stop. Now, I think I stumbled across the reason why Tank started dissing Floyd Mayweather once again. Floyd Mayweather was bragging about his accomplishments on a recent interview. I mean, let me take that back. It's not called bragging when Floyd Mayweather really did it. It's only called bragging when a fighter didn't do it. However, he's bragging about something he didn't do, or he magnifies it. In this case, Floyd Mayweather really lived what he's talking about. He actually lived what he's preaching, so that's not bragging. Now, Floyd Mayweather pointed out how during his entire pro career that lasted 20 years, he never put any of his opponents on a rehydration clause, basically similar to how Gervonta did against Ryan Garcia, simply because Floyd Mayweather didn't care about his opponent's weight. Floyd Mayweather said, "Skills pay the bills. Weight doesn't." So I didn't care how much my opponent weighed in the next day. From Maidana to Canelo, that came in 15 to 20 pounds bigger than him. Floyd didn't care. He still fought them without a rehydration clause. I want you guys to pay attention to the small portion of Floyd Mayweather interview with Fight Hype where he said, "If it's not the Floyd Mayweather era, well, guess what? I didn't care how much you waited the next day." Basically, Floyd doesn't do rehydration clauses like the current face of boxing, Tank today, or Canelo Alvarez, the king of catchweights and rehydration clauses. Floyd can either be talking about Tank or Canelo. There's nobody that can come in between who actually fits the description that Floyd Mayweather gave. Check it out for yourself.
They say it's not the Floyd Mayweather era. Well, if somebody took my spot, then guess what? I don't care how much weight you weigh. I don't care if we fight at 130 and we come in the next day, I weigh 135 and my opponent weigh 155, the result's gonna always be the same. Even like they say, well, when you face Canelo, y'all had to weigh in at, so with that being 152 or 153, I didn't choose that. Canelo tried to pull my card. He said Floyd Mayweather don't want to fight me. I'll fight him at a catch weight, 152 or 153. I don't know what it was. Said no problem, let's do it. But then I didn't tell Canelo, well, you only can pick up 10 pounds. After you made weight, I said, Canelo, put as much weight you want to put on, as whatever make you feel comfortable, do that. And Canelo's a hell of a fighter, but I said, do it. I woke up and I weighed 146.
So you can see where that will rub Gervonta the wrong way. I know some people are going to say Floyd was talking about Devin Haney, not Tank. However, that can be the case since Devin Haney didn't put Ryan on a rehydration clause. On top of that, Ryan missed weight against Devin Haney by 3.2 pounds, so that don't even count. On the other hand, Tank, who is the face of boxing today, did put Ryan on a rehydration clause. Now, when it comes to this rehydration clause, This doesn't mean you're only allowed to gain 10 pounds on fight night. Absolutely not. That's a misconception. That means you only could gain 10 pounds 12 hours before the fight. So you have an additional 12 hours to gain another 10 pounds. So guess what? That's 20 pounds a fighter is going to gain with a rehydration clause. A fighter can still rehydrate 20 pounds back up from his original weigh-in with a rehydration clause. That's why the IBF actually has a 10-pound rehydration clause within their rules if you fight for that title. Now, the only time during Floyd Mayweather's entire career of 20 years where he fought at a catchweight without a rehydration clause, the first time was against Marquez after Floyd Mayweather came off a 2-year layoff. Floyd was supposed to fight at a catchweight of 145 against Marquez. However, he ended up fighting at 147 since Floyd said he couldn't cut off the weight. He had been at that weight too long. On top of that, he was coming off a 2-year layoff. The second time was when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo. It was Canelo who reached out to him saying that I will fight you at a catchweight. It was Canelo who proposed the catchweight at 152 pounds without a rehydration clause. Floyd Mayweather pointed out that the next day after the Canelo weigh-in, Canelo came in 15 pounds heavier. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather lost 7 pounds the next day. Floyd Mayweather said he woke up and he was 146, even though the day before he weighed in at like 150 plus. So actually, Floyd Mayweather ended up losing weight leading up to the Canelo fight after the weigh-in. The reason behind that, Floyd was already small for 147. However, when he fought Canelo, he moved up one division to do so. In fact, that was Floyd Mayweather's 5th weight division when he fought Canelo Alvarez. That's like equivalent of Gervonta fighting Canelo at 154, since Floyd and Gervonta started their pro career at 130 pounds. Floyd even fought in the amateurs at 126, so he's not a big guy at all. Nevertheless, you can see how all of that rubbed Gervonta the wrong way. Floyd was speaking in general. He wasn't talking about Gervonta on this interview, but Tank took it as such he was speaking about him. Tank took it as such Floyd Mayweather was telling him, if I was in your shoes, I would have been fought Devin Haney at 140 pounds, and I would have had definitely fought Ryan without a rehydration clause. And obviously, I would have had been fought Lomachenko. That's how Gervonta took what Floyd Mayweather had to say, especially about the Ryan situation, since now Floyd and Ryan are close together. Meanwhile, Tank and Floyd really fell apart. Now, we don't know if Gervonta was advised to take a rehydration clause against Ryan, and if it was advised by Floyd, then that's a different story. But if it was Gervonta who proposed the rehydration clause against Ryan, Floyd probably is looking at that like, man, why you had to do that? He's not on your level, no way. That's some Canelo and Pacquiao shit. A lot of people don't know. The OG of the catchweights and the rehydration clauses was Manny Pacquiao. Then he passed the torch to Canelo Alvarez. He's holding the throne when it comes to both catchweights and rehydration clauses. That's how Canelo does majority of his opponents. Therefore, it's not far out of reach. Floyd Mayweather looks at that as, that ain't what the Mayweathers do. That's what the Pacquiaos and Canelos do, is a bunch of rehydration clauses and catchweights. Nevertheless, at this saga between Gervonta and Floyd, it really got personal. The only one that can break the beef is Al Heyman. Maybe he does so. Only time will tell. Last but not least, you cannot compare how Ryan looked against Devin Haney to how he looked when he fought Gervonta, because when Ryan fought Devin Haney, he did not make weight. He missed weight by 3.2 pounds. So you can't judge on how his physique looked in a fight he didn't make weight in. He missed weight purposefully. Ryan even said Floyd Mayweather told him or instructed him to come 3 pounds heavier against Devin Haney to have an advantage, so Devin could weaken himself and Ryan could be much stronger. That's what Ryan admitted. Therefore, you cannot compare the two. The one time where both fighters, Ryan and Tank, had to make weight. They both had to do the second weigh-in and the first weigh-in. So there was no advantage in that fight, like Ryan when he missed weight against Devin Haney by 3.2 pounds. Tank and Ryan, they both were on an even playing field when they fought, since they both made weight. However, when Devin Haney fought Ryan, the fight was not on an even playing field, since Ryan Garcia broke the rules on purpose in order to have an advantage. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. Did Ryan come overweight by 3.2 pounds? If yes, then that's a fact that's not up for debate. With the opinions out of the door and the facts laid out on the table, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.